Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies, it's spoiled on the Ukrainian side. It's spoiled where nothing goes right at the top of the Ukrainian military hierarchy. Yes, it is a brutal decision that the General Staff of the Ukrainian army has just taken against two commanders of Ukrainian elite unit which are at forehead. This brutal decision, which surprises the world, left everyone perplexed. Yes, in the face of the Russian advance on the Ukrainian territory. Determination, the speed with which Russia has managed to recover territories, very important localities on the side of Ukraine. This pushed the General Staff to dismiss unit commanders. Yes, this is the news. This is the proof of total panic, even though NATO is seriously intervening in the side of Ukraine, even if they are in building up strength since this Polish business, but it's not on the ground. Russia isn't going slowly, but she is in going very surely. And that's what which upsets the minds of the side of Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a brutal decision at the heart of the Ukrainian General Staff. Yes, commanders punished for failure, military in the face of the Russian advance. It is the height of it as part of this video conference. Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies, it is of course this news that we're going to talk. But before continue as usual, agree to share this video conference to maximum. Put a lot of likes, Put in the actions that motivate, that give you the strength to continue give official information, real-time information, and good peeled. So it's about sharing, to leave a thumbs up, like, and especially leave a review in the comments. And if you're new, this is your first time to come across my video, you have to click on subscribe. And all those who follow me on TikTok, I don't publish anymore. I don't post on TikTok. Soon these pages will be closed. So if you are smart, you have to join me on my page official. It's on YouTube or Facebook. You put the Samouraï, you go find me. So let's dive in. It's a brutal decision, as we can see said. Unit commanders are sanctioned for military failure. Is it their fault? Let's go with the official information. General Alexander Syrsky, Commander-Chief of the Ukrainian Army, dismissed two people, Volodymyr Silenko, who is the leader of the 17th Body, and Maxim Kituni, who is the commander of the 20th Body. So both, Volodymyr Silenko, commander of the 17th Corps, and Maxim Kituni, commander of the 20th Corps. These two bodies would have lost ground facing the Russian advance, provoking anger from above command. How they did it lose ground. How these two bodies were organized to lose ground in the face of the advanced Russian. And that's what it is that has raised the anger of the commander of the Ukrainian command. But is it their fault? These people facing Russia, the strategy that the Russia has recently adopted, the saturation strategy, is it their fault? The answer is no, it's not their fault. Yes, Ukraine simply cannot. Russia is a lion. How is it that you can ask a rooster to stop in front of a lion that is in train of to arise, to roar coming? It's impossible. It's impossible. So when generals fall, it is because the war goes wrong and the power looking for culprits. And so it is the sign of an army that is under pressure. The Ukrainian army is disoriented and leaves under real pressure this Ukrainian army. These limousage shows the internal faults of an exhausted Ukrainian army by losses and setbacks. It's you every time you go to war, but you don't bring any results positive. Everything is always negative, negative, negative. Finally, you're exhausted. It's war, usury. We talked about that for a long time. Psychologically, the military are exhausted. Morally, they are tired of facing an army they cannot, with which they cannot even compare. Themselves, by leaving for the front every morning that God makes, they say, yeah, today is over for me. When they come back alive, safe and sound, they say, oh Lord, thank you for one more day of life. So, the rapid replacement of leaders, of servers, chiefs aims to reassure the population and the Western allies. Since the others, they are losing ground, we replace them quickly. This is for reassure the population that yes, it's okay, and then reassure Westerners who are allies to tell them no, let's make our arrangements, and then it was the two who were guilty. Otherwise, Ukraine can hold out. But in reality, deep down, Ukraine cannot hold. Ukraine cannot. And so behind every dismissal, there is a dismissal, a confession. Ukraine is losing ground and can't hide it anymore. If he was hiding at first, they cannot no longer hide. When Russia announced, no, we have recovered such and such a locality, Ukraine came out to say, no, it's not true. We even brought out regional governors who were going out for say, no, it's not true. But now they can no longer hide so much so that they are overwhelmed themselves, are forced to dismiss their unit manager. And so what just happened has political and military implications. What are these implications? I will tell you, ask again. For all those who have not yet shared the video conference, to share it to the maximum. So there is a fragility on the plan military. We are witnessing a fragility of the Ukrainian command. The constant rotation of managers military reflects a lack of strategic coherence. Every change of leader weakens the chain of command and mine the confidence of the soldiers. The soldiers are disoriented. They are overwhelmed. That's it. So this presents the image of a Ukrainian army disciplined, but that crumbles in broad daylight, which is just having a blast in broad daylight. And so the situation becomes very complex. And faced to the decision that Commander Syrskyi has just taken, this exhibits a balance of power, the balance of power with Moscow and NATO. For Moscow, this type of purge, this is proof of its effectiveness military. Moscow is happy. It's the joy. This means that the offensive's Russians force Kiev to admit his PTREs, his losses. This means that the offensive's Russian military are in the process of succeed. But for the moment, it is a very worrying signal. The billions that have been injected are not enough to prevent that Ukraine continues forever losing the war and losing land. So here is the situation in which we find ourselves facing. And so young ladies and gentlemen, that was the Headline News International. Thank you once again for sharing it as much as possible. I'll get back to you soon with news. It was the voice of your humble servant, the Samurai, Mr.